Astrology time, and today is Catterday or Saturday, depends on how you want to look at it, right? Got your astrology for you. So our moon's in Virgo almost all day long. It goes void, of course, at 6:13 p.m., and it's not going to enter Libra until 12:57 in the morning here on the East Coast. Out on the West Coast, that's 9:57 at night. So yeah, a little bit of bicoastal feel there for you, right? And we have all day today to pour ourselves and to pour energy into our work, okay? It is, if it's creative work that we do for ourselves, that's even better, all right? Hey, that sounds good, right? Old ideas only, please, because those are the ones that can be, they can be delightfully adventurous, but that's what we're really going to stick with because Mercury is still retrograde. We touched on how Jupiter is pushing expansion in that cradle formation that we discussed yesterday. Hopefully you got that. If not, go back to the long version for yesterday and make sure you listen to it, okay? Because it was some pretty cool stuff in there about the cradle and what's going on. And we've got 4 planets that are sextiles with each other with 2 trines. So we covered that yesterday. But Jupiter is actually on the lead of that and is actually kind of just expanding those creative forces that are at our disposal, right? So we're going to put those into good use today. And honestly, don't let the Virgo moon get in your way, okay? We're going to deal with that in a couple of minutes anyway. So listen, sometimes we need to have goals and reasons to help us out and realize our potential, right? We have to have that. We can all feel the strength of at this particular juncture of what we're going through, and that big cradle and those outer planets just kind of like moving things along. However, we can feel that, and it's going to prepare us for next week and beyond. So because we're moving, we feel that strength of this whole thing that's moving us, and we're feeling intuitively as well with Mercury retrograde in Cancer and the Sun in Cancer. Now, our moon in Virgo makes us kind of practical, right? We could do this. So we can either apply it to work projects or our own projects. It can go either way, right? Best off to do it for your work projects because that's going to fill into what you need to do to bring abundance into your life and to make the most out of this entire cycle that it's just beginning, right? We're right here. This is where we've been working towards. This is where we want to be. It's going to all come out next week. We're going to find out more and more about it as we move forward. Now, look, for the moon crosses the south node in Virgo tonight, right before she passes into Libra, okay? For the purposes of our daily forecasts, the south nodes are places where we shed things that are no longer serving us, okay? So we have that moon crossing over, and, hey, it's going to be interesting, right? Yes, it will be. For the purpose of our daily forecast, that south node crossing in Virgo just before it reaches that point, it is a point where we're shedding something, right? These are points where, for daily forecasts, south nodes are places where we shed things that are no longer serving us. And they also serve as a culmination point when the eclipses swing into there, right? And so like for the previous solar eclipse, we're just moving up as we go through those cycles, right? Those cycles kind of go around and around. Now, what is it that we're going to need to shed? What is it that you're going to need to shed? That's what you need to ask yourself, because today's keyword is shedding, all right? Now, the color is an amber liquid. Now, as the Cancer season is wrapping up, suddenly we have reasons beginning to appear. What kind of reasons? Well, why so suddenly? Well, that's because Uranus trines Neptune today, and that's going to give you this is going to be sudden, but ironically, we have enough time to gather our resources, right? As the Cancer season is wrapping up, suddenly we have reasons begin to appear. But why so suddenly? Well, Uranus trines Pluto. So, this is going to be sudden, but ironically, we are going to have enough time to actually gather our resources. Now, what are these reasons, Shane? Well, often these reasons are goals, and they can be very specific, okay? How specific? Well, they can be very specific. The more specificity they have, the more motivating they can be. Now, Today is very motivating, especially if we're locked in. Intuitively knowing your reason, that's not enough. Do the work, plan the plans, and set a date to have everything in place. Preferably after Mercury is direct on the 24th. Retrograde will be over, right? And the moon in Virgo is very good. Don't sleep through this one. Virgo things, work, data, planning, and health are the only things that you need to really focus on today. Some of you will feel like you need all the answers, while others are concerned with boosting our current projects so as to provide for greater abundance, which makes those projects even better, right? Makes them possible, makes them doable. We're heading into a direction anyway, so now we have reasons popping up why things need to get better and why they must get better, and that is why we're moving forward with it. Now, do what feels best intuitively. Later on is when those lunar nodes shift, and I think we're going to free ourselves from anxiety, some of that Virgo nervousness, right? And not cling too much to perfection either. It can be just good enough. Now, look, data has never been easier to gather, but you just have to be discerning about it and know what's right and what's wrong, right? Just ask your favorite AI tool. Remember, the nodes move through the zodiac counterclockwise. And the north node is in Pisces at 29 degrees. It will enter 0 Pisces, and then we just move right over, right? We just switch right over and flip it. Look, the North Node enters Aquarius on July 29th and will remain there until March 26th of 2028. So that's when we're going to flip, right? We're at that point, though. The moon crossed that point. The node's not flipping tonight, but it crosses that point. I am confusing myself already. Mercury retrograde, all right? And also Mercury in Pisces. So, oh boy. Okay, so I hope you can piece everything out of that you need to. Now, that July 26th is when the North Node is going to leave, right? That's when it's going to go. That's when it leaves. That's when it enters Aquarius. All right? And that's what we have. Quirky and inventive suits me just fine. Just remember that we'll need to find courage and avoid drama when that happens. Now, this nodal shift was already hinted at last winter when the new moon in Aquarius was our eclipse point. The head and tail of the dragon, the North Node and the South Node, carry the overtones and vibrations from one eclipse point to the other. And the next eclipse that we're going to have is going to be on August 12th in Leo, and the lunar eclipse will be in Pisces. Remember, it doesn't have to be, the moon's not going to necessarily find that point. Those eclipses can happen somewhere anywhere between 10 to 12 degrees out, as well as totally conjunct with that nodal point. So it can be 10 degrees off the nodal point. So now, more than ever, we will need to push for societal change, our own eccentric path, and embrace innovation. Think about those things for the next cycles, right? We're not talking about just, we're not talking about today. We're talking about cycles, right? We need to be willing to take the credit for the things that we do and not just talk that talk, but deliver the goods. Something more to think about as we move towards that nodal shift on the 26th. And that's all I have for you. So, ironically, all right, in 2023, wildfire season in British Columbia became the most destructive on record, and it burned countless square kilometers of land, and it surpassed the 2018 record, covering most of the eastern U.S. in smoke. Oh, all over again, right? Only these ones are in Quebec. And our birth is George Machine Gun Kelly. He's a gangster guy, right? He was a kidnapper, which made it really strange. He was a bootlegger during the Prohibition era. He was born in Memphis, Tennessee, died in 1954 in Leavenworth Prison. And that is all I have for you. So let's recap. Yes, let's recap. Our keyword is shedding. What is it that you're going to be shedding when that moon crosses that nodal point? For the for the last time, right? Because next time it's going to cross that node when the moon is in Leo. Guess what? We've already shed what we've had to shed in Virgo. So think about that. It's the last time that moon is going to cross that point in Virgo. So it's a great time to think about what it is you're shedding. And our color is an amber liquid. And that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate and love every single one of you. Today is a 7. Happy astrocatting.